What's up guys, my name is Zero Heroes and welcome back to more Gates of Hell news, and today is going to be all about Developers Blog 154 Community Update for Part 2. Now if you don't remember what happened in Part 1 or Community Update Part 1, that was the introduction of the new Frontline game mode and how it was all basically about that. That's all it was. It was all about the Frontline game mode, and I've already done a review on that, so make sure you go check out, which will be linked down below or on the top right hand of your screen right now. And also it was all about I think it all about the Christmas update as well, kind of coming about the sale of the game as well, which was actually a really good one, and me talking actually about whether the game was actually worth getting in 2024 when the sale was on. So make sure you go check that out. But today is all going to be about human models, especially for the Soviet Union, which they did talk, I think they briefly mentioned in their last update, as well as some more maps that is going to be introduced into the Frontline game mode. You can see 3 new maps is going to be added, as well as the open beta, which will be open for playing these 3 new maps. So if you want to see everything or want to know everything about this update, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So as you see, a few spoilers that I'm already ruining for you guys, but it is said, community members and friends, we hope you've had a smooth transition into the new year. As far as Cold Arms Gates of Hell is concerned, we simply continue developing in 2025, and we will still be doing the same thing several years from now, and we're not nearly done. We wish everyone a prosperous year, and we look forward to the first thing we have planned for the new year, which is to give a community update, which to give the community another free update. So what's in it? Well, let's have a look. So the first one is about human models. So we have announced last year that we'll be upgrading the human models for the Soviet Union, and we will. This kind of upgrade is quite a lot of work, but it looks like the uniforms will be ready in time to be published with the rest of Part 2. Here's a few images of work in progress. So you can see here that this is actually feels... Look how accurate that is actually very realistic. Now, the reason I say that is because, like, just from watching kind of documentaries through TV, because I'm quite a history buff guy, not as in the way I'm knowledgeable about it, just as in just watching documentaries and the way the Soviet Union's had their uniforms. It was very wintry, as you can imagine, fighting the Germans on their soil and, being very... I think a mixture of different type of weather. So you have kind of like your more, I don't know if that's more of like a winter kind of set, and then you can maybe have more your summer. But that, I think that's an officer, I believe, or a commander. I believe that looks like it. And you can even just tell that looks like a tank crew possibly, or the Navy. I don't think it's a Navy. I don't know. I feel like, no, it might be a tank crew. And then that's, of course, your airborne, your pilot. You can tell with the mask on, or it could just be the fact that it is just a guy that just has a mask on, during a gas attack. This might be the commander, actually. That'll be your commander, definitely, or your squad leader. And then that will be the command. I'm just saying things like I know them. I don't actually know. If you guys know what these specific units are for, then let me know in the comments down below. While you're there, make sure you do subscribe, as it does help out the channel a lot. I love that. I like how that kind of shows that kind of leather jacket. You can kind of see how it's kind of that unique kind of style to it, which I really, really like. You can see it's very well detailed. I love the fact that it kind of shows like even just the belt that's got kind of like the little Soviet star on it. I'm gonna say it would be cool if it was like the hammer and sickle, because it would have been the Soviet Union. But yeah, you can see that these are very, very well modeled. And again, I'm not a huge history buff on the uniforms, so if anybody that's more knowledgeable than me, then please do comment down below and share your knowledge with the community. Share your knowledge down below, because I'm going to be absolutely hopeless at this. But props to Gates of Hell for absolutely just considering the small minor details that are still need to be implemented into this game, because as you know, I think the main focus of the community update was actually going to be Frontline and adding more maps, as well as, the British faction. But you can see that Gates of Hell are focusing more on other small details, such as, you know, adding human models, which really does kind of give the game more of a realistic taste to the game. Because I feel like, as you know, Gates of Hell has things that, you know, could still be improved on for the realistic wise, but adding small minor details, updates like these into the game really does help the game improve its style, improve its look, and I feel like adding this is such a big improvement. So props to Gates of Hell for this, and I know sometimes I do give them quite a lot of criticism, but for this it does feel good about it. So let me know what your thoughts are down below about the uniforms, and let me know whether these are actually accurate to what it was in real life, or do you think is there anything missing from this that they could add? Let me know. Moving on to Frontline map. So in part 1, I'm actually going to zoom this in so you guys can see. In part 1 of Community Update 4, we included a new game mode, Frontlines. We call it a new mode since it works differently from what players were used to in previous games. For this mode, we've now produced some more maps. The initial set was mainly for Ostfront. The second set includes a number of maps from various DLCs as well. So that'll be like Liberation, Scorched Earth, I'm trying to think, Airborne, and I think Talvasota as well. So all those DLCs will be added for those maps. There will be 7 new maps in this update, and we're quite sure you'll like them. Yeah. Well, let's have a look at. Well, first it says that we call it a new mode since it works differently from what players were used to in the previous game. So what they mean by that is that, as you know, Frontlines is not the first time that this has been added into this game. Frontlines was actually originally a game mode in Men of War Assault Squad 2, and as you know, they talked quite a lot about this in their last update and how it's now different from the original Frontlines game mode. So as you know, Frontlines now works differently in the sense that instead of, you know, before, I believe it was, you switch sides, you know, from first you were attacking, the attacking side would attack first, and then the defending side would defend first, and then they would switch sides. So that means the attacking would switch to the defense, and then the defense would switch to attack. So it would switch about, which made for quite a unique, different kind of, which made it unique, but it made it really repetitive and made the game mode really long, which is why now they've made it different, and now in the sense that it's just attacking. It's now different to what it previously was, and I think it's a massive upgrade, I have to say. I know all my jazz hands, but I think this is a massive improvement to what it was before, and I think it's a lot better. I still think there is considerably, you know, I've talked about this before, about this Frontline game mode and how there's this more of the defense getting more of an advantage in the attack, which I might go into more in a different video, but I do think that there's still some work to be put on in this game mode, but this is what they mean by being used to in previous games. That's what they're talking about. Now let's have a look at the map. So you've got the maps of Karjala, the Mannerheim line, and then Tali Hantala, which I have to say they all look stunning. I have to say this one looks the smallest map. It looks like, just from the size of it, I don't know if that's maybe just the scale, the way they've done it, it's just in the picture, but you can see that you've kind of got your snowy map, kind of your more open snowy map. You've kind of got your city, well, you kind of got your village farmland map, and then again the same with your kind of your farm kind of open. A lot of these maps are kind of open and very kind of spacious, so I think this makes it for definitely more of a unique gameplay, because so far I think there's currently just now in this update there's 5 or 6 maps currently in the game, so adding more is definitely an advantage. You can see we've got some really cool pictures from it. You can see this is the Mannerheim line one. I think the Mannerheim line one is probably going to be the best one for Frontline. I think that's going to be absolutely sick. I think the Mannerheim line map is going to probably be the best map for it. Oh, you've also got Operation Cobra, Bastogne, Normandy, and then the Siegfried line. Oh, those maps are going to be absolutely sick. You can see, again, from the pictures, You can see, again, your wintry map, more open one. You've got your Normandy, which I'm actually really excited for, and your Siegfried line. Oh, your Siegfried line is going to be an insane map to do. Only because, again, look how open and look how rugged and the terrain. Look how impressive that looks. I think that is probably going to be my favourite map for Frontline. So this is for the Liberation. This is from the Liberation DLC. I didn't even see it. That's from the Liberation DLC. The top one's from Finland. So you can see you got your Finland map here, which looks absolutely sick. But I think your Normandy and your Siegfried line is going to be an absolutely amazing map to play for Frontlines. I think this is going to be an absolute credible, those two maps. I can't wait to play those two maps when it comes out. You can see here you've got some nice pictures going along with it. And yeah, that is it. So that is the 7 maps are going to be added. 4 of them are going to be from Liberation and 3 of them are going to be from Finland. So very, very exciting news. I cannot wait. Let me know in the comments down below what is going to be your favorite map to play. I think for me, it's personally going to be possibly Siegfried line, or from Finland, it's going to be the Mannerheim line. Definitely. It's going to be an exciting one. Or if you've got specific ones to Liberation or Finland, then let me know, because I think this is going to be absolutely sick. Especially Normandy. I look how open, look how kind of the waterline, you can see how you can actually stretch all the way across into like kind of more in an open area through Normandy, where you've kind of got your city kind of maps. But it depends on where kind of the capture points are, where they're placed in that game mode. But I really think this is going to be impressive. And lastly, the open beta. So this is really important, guys. So this part you might want to listen to. So for this part of the community update 4, we have planned a short open beta once again. This beta will start a few days before the planned introduction, and we'll announce it when it happens soon. We have a special section for open beta feedback on our Discord server that has proven very useful before. However, there are 1,000 other reasons to be there. You can join by clicking here on the banner below. So there you go, guys. That is community update 4. And did you know that Call to Arms Fell is Barbed Wire Studios' first and so far only title, which kind of suggests to me that they have possibly another game in the works. I don't know, I have the feeling, they say so far, so this gives me a clue that Barbed Wire Studios have some other sort of game planned in the future for whatever reason. It could be another kind of RTT game. I don't know. They should be fully concentrating on this game with its updates, because it's honestly, if they do another game, I feel like Gatesfell could be a forgotten game, kind of like how Gates of Men of War Assault Squad 2 was forgotten about. So is this a sign that Barbed Wire Studios is creating another game? And if so, are they then just going to forget about Call to Arms Gates of Hell? You know, is this going to be another Men of War Assault Squad 2 franchise where they work on it for so long and then they just forget about it? So kind of something to think about. So far they've released 13 game updates in 2024. That is insane. That's a lot. And all of them have been free, which is amazing. And Gatesfell related design choices are stated on the studio website. So there you go, guys. That is it for today. Let me know what your thoughts are about the Frontline maps, as well as the human models for the Soviet Union. I think they're all brilliant. I think Gatesfell have done amazing and other fantastic work with this, and I'm very, very excited to see that they're not just concentrating on just like one thing, which is, I think the main attraction of it could be the British faction, but I'm not 100% sure yet. They've kind of mentioned it, but they haven't gone into further detail about it. But other than that, I'm very, very excited to see what else has come from Community Update Part 2. But that, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching Unresport. If you'd like to see more news content like this, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. And other than that, thank you so much for watching Unresport, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.